Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Shannons Insurance Speed Series Facebook and YouTube update. The latest round coming to you this weekend at Sandown. Greg Rust and Matt Nolte with you, kind of wrapping up what's happened as far as Friday practice is concerned. We've had Trans Am, TCR, and a whole lot more. Going to be a good weekend here, isn't it?
It's going to be once the clouds lift and it goes up about 5 degrees. It was freezing here today. Not as much rain as we expected, but plenty of on-track action here in all our categories for the Shannons Speed Series, but a bit to talk about in TCR. There's been a few dramas in our 2 practice sessions.
Love coming here, home of horsepower, great track, lots of history. Sadly for Zach Suter and the Tough Lift team, some work going on. He's actually going to come out, I think, and have a word to us. So he was quick in the second session of practice. You've got a little bit of a long face at the moment. What's happened? What's the state of the Audi?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Like, obviously being fastest and then crashing the car isn't never great. And I think it's the first time I've ever put a car into a fence. So I'm a little bit, worse for wear. But look, just went too deep into Dandenong Road there, trying to ask a bit too much of the car. It felt like there was a bit more to be had, and probably went a bit too deep and just nudged the fence. So it's not too bad. We're fixing it now. We should have it fixed in the next hour or so. But it's never nice when you've got a fast car, but now it's bent. So.
Yeah, that's a shame. But is the takeaway here heading into what we hope will be a dry weekend that if we can get it fixed and right, what is underneath you should be a reasonably quick car?
I think so, but it's always hard to tell going to qualifying when everybody puts new tyres on. You know what I mean? It always mixes things up a little bit. So look, the balance feels good. We've just got to go into tomorrow and try and get it as straight as we can now, and then we'll see where we land tomorrow morning in qualifying.
I know he's got a bit of a sad face at the moment. Dad's on the tools at the front of the car. How come you are not on the tools?
I'm on the tools. I'm in there trying I'll tell you what, I'm in there with spanners and rags and trying to give him coffee and make sure he's got chocolates. You know what I mean? Apologising. So. Yeah, he's a bit quiet at the moment, so hopefully I can get him a steak or something tonight and cheer him up.
Hope it's not a late night for you. Hope tomorrow's good too. There he is. So let's wander down the pit lane here. Tony D'Alberto at the wheel of the number 1. We are about to do some rides here with some very special guests at the moment. Kind of give them a chance to, an experiential feel of what TCR is like. Pretty awesome.
Nice and cosy as well. I think it's the best place to be right now for the conditions.
Hey, little rumour.
Yeah,
we might try and talk a little bit more about it in the broadcast. Little rumour going around that maybe that brand new car might have arrived in Australia, and we're hoping, of course, that TD will be at the wheel of that for. That's certainly the plan anyway for Sydney Motorsport Park and the final at Bathurst.
Oh, there's so much excitement. Even along the pit lane here today, they're talking about, over 11 drivers now that'll be here for at least the Sydney round, maybe 30 cars for Bathurst right now, but it doesn't matter what happens. Anything above 20 cars is going to be enormous. The world tour that comes to Sydney Motorsport Park, and it's going to be under lights. That's the cool part about it. These guys will feature some special guests as well, the Bargwana team.
Here we go. Hello, Jason. We're live. No, come here. We're live on Facebook. You just had this sort of longing look. Was it one of
I'll tell you what it is.
What is it?
We're trying to get out here for rides, and I think we're just waiting for the rain to come. Like, seriously. We're just trying to get the customers out here. We've got some special guests, and we're going to give them a bit of a taste of what a TCR car's all about.
Happy days. Quick update for us. How Benny's car looked pretty quick today. Are you happy?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a bit of it's race car drivers, right? He's starting to sound like a proper race car driver. We're P3 and whinging, so that's always a good sign, isn't it? So yeah, it's going well.
Cool. And rest of the family are here too, or a couple of them, I think.
They're everywhere. The Bargwana's here everywhere, so you'll be right.
What do you call that? A gaggle of Bargwanas? I reckon that is a flock.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, before we go this far, I want to come back this way quickly. There was dramas also here in the Manif pits. In fact, they're just fixing this car up now. It was a drive shaft
we're catching up, which is good.
Damaged on this car earlier today. Some gearbox dramas as well. Now, Lockie was here somewhere, but I reckon he got a bit of camera shy in the end. But the team thrashing to have this car ready. They did make it out for a couple of laps there in P2, but outside that top 10 had dramas on the out lap in the first practice session today. But they're confident that car will be right there too, so he's looking forward. And he's also looking forward to getting back under the bright lights at Sydney in November as well. Of course, we're used to seeing the Manifs on the dirt tracks, but he's loving his time here in Super Cheap Auto TCR.
And he's been really at a number of rounds with that kind of older generation Audi. He's been pretty impressive, hasn't he?
Well, remember, he's drove from Melbourne Performance Centre at the start of the year, so that was cool as well. And a largely a privateer outfit as Aaron Cameron's car gets through. We don't want to get skittled here in the lane with some of these special guests.
Giving us a little thumbs up, which is great. Featured
earlier on our socials. We got the drivers to draw a track map of the upcoming tracks, and it's quite concerning, their versions of Sydney Motorsport Park. I don't know how that's going to work when we get there in November, but then I had a crack, and I was no better. So.
Okay. Now, our good friends, Shannons,
Yes.
who are wonderful supporters of the series, every event we've been coming to, they bring something beautiful for their garage. I don't actually know if we're allowed to do this, but anyway, let's do it.
We're going to do it. This is a garage. Oh, I see something that's open wheel. Let's have a look.
Check this out.
Whoo.
Have a look at that. So naturally, we'll tell you more in the broadcast about the trip you can win to the Monaco Historic. You can go on the Shannons website, shannons.com.au, and find out more about it. How about this McLaren? Beautiful twin side draft Webers, single-seater, just a dream machine. Lots of beautiful history here, and they do a great job of that, don't they? We showcase the new cars, the new stars, but at the same time, we appreciate some of the things that we've been able to enjoy in motor racing over the years, and Sandown has so much of that history.
And that belongs here. I mean, open wheel cars were synonymous around here for many, many years. The Australian Grand Prix.
Shut your garage, mate.
Please, Don't want to get any dust on the car. So that'll be part of our coverage. Because Monaco Grand Prix, well, that's where it all really began for Formula One in the day, didn't it? We were hoping to see some of our Trans Am buddies. They're all parked out on the lane here. They've been tucked away nicely and blankets on and ready for a peaceful night's sleep, because they have got a massive day coming up tomorrow.
And they've literally just finished their qualifying session. Now, James Moffat did only a handful of laps. I think it was about 5 laps in total.
Yeah.
Banked a time. We had a red flag during the session. He did not go back out again. So he had time in the pocket, and when everyone went back out in that quali session, we saw the likes of Ben Grice jump up and others, and it got super close at the end. But his decision to park it worked for James Moffat.
And he did the same in practice. Both sessions today didn't do as many laps as he needed out there, because it was changeable conditions. And they're forecasting is a different word here, no rain for the rest of the weekend. I'll believe it when I see it. But for him to be that competitive, he's going to have new tyres for tomorrow as well. He really needs a good weekend here, because he leads the championship, but that gap's come down, hasn't it?
Cool. Dive in there. I reckon I can see Paul Morris and Nash. Maybe we get a quick update from them. We didn't see the yield for Nash. I think there might have been a little moment for him, perhaps down the end of Dandenong Road. So I can see Paul in the back there.
He's the warmest guy.
He's the sharpest one of all of us with that warm jacket on. That's for sure. Other cars in here, of course, of Chris Pappas and Brett Holdsworth.
Under the Norwell factory team, I think they call it these days. And Brett himself had a solid run there in the Breeze Holiday Parks entry in the end. Of course, Nash using this weekend as well as preparations for Super 2
Hasn't he
next
done
weekend?
a cracking job in Porsche Michelin Sprint Challenge as well. His addition to that series has just mixed things up. He's been good.
Doesn't matter what he drives, he's been incredible to watch this year. The Racing Academy guys also welcoming Ellie Morrow, who was strong in qualifying her first run in National Trans Am. Don't get cleaned up there, Geordie, as the Cleary car comes out. The Racing Academy have done a really good job this year, haven't they?
They've been a fabulous, a very impressive addition, shall we say, and it's showcasing another aspect, isn't it? The fact that we're giving people opportunity, very well presented cars.
I think they're coming straight for us here. We'll get as much turning angle as we can. It's Elliot Cleary's number 19. Cody Gillis, of course, who scored pole last time out. His car's in the garage as well. So they're pushing that car down the lane here while some of our guest rides go out there. So, as I say, a big day for these guys and girl tomorrow, because 2 races in a 2-hour window tomorrow afternoon. That's got to get the stress levels up.
The coverage too, I think, with us on 9 and Stand. Don't forget, of course, across the weekend, really important that you check your guides, depending upon where you're tuning in. A lot happening in terms of sport at the moment. So it could be on 9 Go or Gem, depending upon what state you're in, as I say. Just have a little look at your guides. And, of course, the best place to do it is to come and join us on Stand.
Please. Or come to the track as well, as the guest rides continue here. Lockie Dalton, I reckon he's going to be in for another good weekend too. The AWC Valvoline car, Eden Thornborough too. I think just turned that corner. He was very strong the first year in Trans Am, but I think with the quality of drivers coming up in it in the last year, he's really had to fight hard. If you can be inside the top 10 regularly in Trans Am, you're doing bloody well.
We've got a feature coming up with Lockie Dalton across the weekend as well, so a little bit more there. And we're hoping to break a little bit of news here in the pit lane as well. So Matty White will be with us along with Fabian Coulthard and more. We look forward to bringing you that. Most importantly, it's a great place, this one, for motor racing. You are welcome. We would love to see you trackside here. The best place to grab your tickets, come and join us if you're in Melbourne or in Victoria, motorsporttickets.com.au. 2 big days of racing to come your way. We'll have more updates, of course, here on social media, both on YouTube and our Facebook page. For my mate here, Matt Nolte, and all the team, we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye for now.